The other film I noticed that's an extremely micro-budget film, it's shot on a rectangular vertical format, like a kind of iPhone format, is a film by a young filmmaker by the name of Mike Retter called Youth on the March. And this I'd recommend for people. I mean, I don't, it's very rough. It is very abstract, but it is a film that is really talking to sort of avant-garde cinema now, digital cinema. It reminded me very much of a very late period Godard. It reminds me of Harmony Korine's work. It's a film essentially about a young man who's a stoner who lives alone with his mum, and it's about him sort of falling in love. It's about him hanging out with his mates. A remarkable work, I think, in terms of its just audacity, and it's clearly done on a shoestring. But I think if people are after something a little different, Mike Retter's film Youth on the March is definitely one to seek out.
Mike Retter is Mr. Film in Port Adelaide.
Right.
He loves film. He set up a video shop through Renew Adelaide, which is, it helps start up businesses. And he said, I want to do a video shop in Port Adelaide.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up turning it into a bit of a cinematheque. So high school kids would come down and be watching European cinema or, 70s American indie films, and Mike would be sort of basically giving them this fantastic screen education. And he was a curator in residence with us in 2015, and he really helped spearhead the return of Bad Boy Bubby to Port Adelaide, where we had the binaural screening of that with Rolf de Heer and everyone involved in that film. So he's a very, very interesting, incredibly well-informed filmmaker. He's a really exciting talent.